Well, security analyst Adam Bonnah is lauding the decision by the police hierarchy to give police personnel deployed to lockdown areas food instead of the cash allowance. In an interview with JoyNews, he said from his personal monitoring, some personnel left their duty posts in search of food. He's urging the police to rather support the decision by their leaders.
Food instead of money, because if you ask me, food instead of money, because you know the lockdown. There are no food sold around unless there is food. There is no food sold around. And so if there is no food sold around and you are even giving 20 cedis to go buy lunch, where are you going to buy the lunch from? You won't get lunch to buy. And so somebody somehow should have started giving food, but somehow they started giving, money. And I think that, we learn. And this operation, we've never had, the whole world has never witnessed such a thing before. And so we learn by the day. So I think that we need to pat, those who are in charge, we need to pat them in the back and say, if there are differences, it needs to be resolved properly. But I think that they should give them food, because then without the food, when I done some monitoring in the past, you go and the officers are not there. When you ask the person, you'll be told that 2 of them have to go and buy food and come before we go. But now food is brought to you on the beat, so you don't leave and go and buy food, because if you leave, you'll be punished. It is simply impossible, from where I sit, from the analytical point of view, it's simply impossible, or unless probably it is decided that the same number of officers who were initially drafted in are kept. That way we will not feel the impact of this operation. So for me, I think some information was not passed on well, and from where I stand, I think that we need to all come together. This is not the time we should be backing and shouting about money. This is the time I think all of us should put our differences aside and support the president's call for us to bring this COVID, to curb the spread of this disease. But some of these bakery, I've seen officers have sent me images of food, and some of the images are not true. Images that were sent to me, as I came here, I'm sure you might have eaten here before. Their food is expensive. It means that some way, somehow, some information didn't go down well. The 100 cedis, from where I've got it, is for 24 hours. And 24 hours, one person can do 24 hours. If one person can do 24 hours, then you have the 100 cedis. But, it's usually either 8 hours or 12 hours. So I think this is where the problem is coming from.
Well, some news just coming in indicate that 8 persons were today put before court. 11 were remanded into police custody after they pleaded guilty to charges of 2 counts. That is conspiracy to commit crime, to wit, failing to comply with restrictions imposed and failing to comply with restrictions imposed contrary to Section 6 of the Imposition and Restrictions Act 2020. We'll try and get DSP Efia Tenge, who speaks for the police, the Accra Region Police, so we get details of those people who were arrested and put before court